Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. Hope you're having a great break. Well, clearly, I was just crying. But let's get into it because this week I want to talk about the artist way. We're on week 4. Yes, we're still working on it. We did take a long break, but we've been this. It's just, the holidays are so demanding. It's that end of year rush before the end of year slowdown. And I definitely feel like I'm in recovery mode and even reflecting on some of my more recent videos, like spending the holidays alone, and also how I really feel about being a digital nomad, what led me to quit. It all ties into the artist way is like psychic therapy. It's so weird, y'all. I really hope if you're not doing it now with us that you do it in the future, and definitely comment how you're feeling about it because it's just every lesson is always so in time. And this week was about uh, creating a sense of integrity and self honesty. And in the last month, we started the artist way like 3 months ago at this point. So we should be almost done, but we're still on week 4. But progress over perfection. I just finished my morning pages. Quick flash because that's like my diary. But so the morning pages are a big foundational part of the artist way. It is every morning stream of consciousness. You write 3 pages, and it's really important, but it's so easy to fall off. And in this week, it really explores why and how that is. Like, why do we fall off of the things, the new goals that we're excited about, like the artist way, like a 12-week commitment? Why do we fall off of habits that we know make us feel good? What why do we stay stuck is kind of the theme of things. And my conclusion, especially after reviewing this week, is our challenges with being honest with ourselves. Sometimes we like to think that honesty is the best policy. This is something we literally say all the time, but the truth is that truth hurts. And sometimes we are way more comfortable in our delulus, our delusions, and in feeling like we are stuck, that we have no choice. We are comfortable in the familiar and what we know. We don't want to shake it up, or we kind of want to numb and dissociate in different ways, like watching a lot of TV, alcohol and drugs, just not being fully present with ourselves. And that is a big reason why people fall off of the morning pages, because the morning pages allow you to build this muscle to be so in tune with yourself, and that comes with a lot of realizations. You break out of the matrix of your own bullshit, your own mediocrity, and you realize, like, you have one thing I journaled today is I want to have the bravery to be honest with myself on what I want, even if I don't know how to get it. Because recognizing the honesty within yourself, the truth within yourself, can result in frustration. It can result in intimidation. It may demand more of you. What you truly want in life may demand more of you than you're ready to process, let alone do. And acknowledging that is a threat in a lot of ways, because it makes you realize that it calls out your own complacency in a way that being in the matrix, living on autopilot, allows you to skate by and coast through. So yeah, even thinking about the last couple videos I've made on this channel on solo holidays and also being a digital nomad, I've been really trying to embrace the honesty in myself, the hard feelings, and also share them out because it's powerful and important. And I think what really galvanized it was hearing from someone who was a digital nomad. They reached out to me on Instagram, and they were from Latvia, and they found my video and they were like, "Thank you so much for sharing your feelings," because I couldn't really understand, let alone articulate why I was feeling so anxious as a digital nomad. And it just reemphasized the importance of being honest and real. And especially as someone who has been a digital nomad all year, who has been miserable in it for most of the year, it's been really hard to communicate to people that, even if, of course, I'm very honest with like friends and family, like, how are you doing? Like, I've been very depressed, very isolated all year, but there's still all this glimmer around it where you're thinking, well, you're this on an infinite vacation, all these things. So it's really important to sit with yourself, process things. And for me, at least as someone who is creating a YouTube channel and community, to be able to articulate it in a more comprehensive way to shed light on perspectives that are often overshadowed. So yeah, but on a smaller and personal scale, I'm also still really working on being honest with myself on what I want moving forward. I was actually, and I've noticed when you really get to that place of honesty in your morning pages, like I have this morning, it gets me emotional. I've cried a couple of times just realizing, just acknowledging the loneliness I felt, acknowledging just the lack of clarity and direction I feel, especially around career and mostly money, because we're in capitalism and I'm always thinking about worrying about money. As a freelancer, just realizing, like, as a new freelancer, new self-employed entrepreneur, that bust and boom, feast and famine, and how turbulent that feels, and how I still feel very nostalgic for some of the peace and stability of full-time work, and just really reconciling, okay, what do you actually want? You said you don't want a full-time job last month, but now you're thinking about it again because the org that you've wanted to work at that seems to have full good work-life balance is hiring again. So yeah, just allowing yourself to not be placed in one lane, allowing your thoughts and feelings to be fluid, and allowing yourself reasonable distance from your thoughts and feelings because it's easy to feel overwhelmed by them. I believe that a lot of people suppress their feelings or react in specific ways because we just don't know how to handle them, and we often forget that there is a space and a pause that we can always take between our thoughts and our actions. We can have thoughts that we're not good enough, but we can still take actions towards our goals regardless of them, and just acknowledge them as like low-key haters. Sometimes the haters in your mind. Sometimes the limiting beliefs are in your mind, and it's a matter of and I think the important part of morning pages and being self-honest, because the only way to really conquer those things and to stop them from keeping you stuck is to bring them to light, call them out, and really see them for what they are. Like, this is literally just a thought. And sometimes you need to look at your past history. If you have a track record of being really great at things and you're a perfectionist who's always shitting and critiquing yourself, like, sometimes it's a matter of looking at your track record, but sometimes it's also on the complete flip side, acknowledging that the past doesn't define the future. And you know more now, you're more equipped now, you're more intelligent and wise now, you're more capable and clear on your goals now. And you've never been more set up for what you want. Even if you don't know what to do, it's a matter of focusing on that next step, being in the moment and focusing on that next step. So it's so easy to be overwhelmed when you're like, "Oh my gosh, I am." Am I going to use myself as example? I quit my job 2 years ago. And now I'm a freelancer, but now I'm not. I want this specific life. I want financial stability. I want abundance. I want community. I don't want to worry about money anymore, but I have no idea how to get there from where I am. Let's just focus on the first step, because damn, that's fucking overwhelming. I'm feeling that, feeling that overwhelmed now. Thank goodness I meditated before this. But yeah, it's it's just, I just wanted to pause and give that friendly reminder on the importance of being honest with yourself. And also I wanted to tie it into, speaking of self-honesty, because right now we are in this holiday break time. I have been crawling towards this the whole damn month, and I'm finding it so difficult to actually properly relax and decompress. And I don't feel the way I wanna feel in this relaxation. I wanted to feel more rested, I wanted to feel more clear, But if anything, that hustle culture, productivity culture is seeping in, and I'm seeing this time as an opportunity to catch up on things I haven't had the time to work on, to build and grow, and to this do work. But I also need rest, and that is a really challenging balance. I was reading an article from The Economist about this. I'll make sure to put it in the description. And it was talking about like this is often the case with people when people like this, using traditional 9 to 5 as an example. There are people who look so forward to vacation and rest because they're so burnt out and overwhelmed and this always hustling, always on that hamster wheel with their work. But once they get into their vacation, or even the way they plan and structure their vacation is just more turmoil, very lively, this stacked agenda of things to do, all go, go, go. No time for the actual rest that they want because we are inherently uncomfortable, culturally uncomfortable with rest and sitting with ourselves because it's something that is not socially conditioned to be rewarded. We are rewarded by what we do, what we think, what we contribute to the world. We're not really rewarded by doing nothing and sleeping and all of these things. So our social conditioning makes it so that even when we are in periods of rest, we're looking for something to do. It's really hard to sit with ourselves. And that reminds me of like the differences between like me and like I feel like my parents' generation, because like honestly, if I were them, I'd be ready to retire right now. Let's be real. But when I asked my dad, like, yo, when are you gonna retire? Like he's retirement age, like when are you gonna do it? And he's like, what would I do? Like, why would I retire? I don't know what I would do with my time. I'm like, whatever you want. So there's just such a difference. I think like my generation, Gen Z, millennials, all of them are actually there's still some hustle culture there, of course, but there is some level of reckoning with doing less, having real work-life balance, calling out some of the bullshit with 9 to 5. I feel like that's really arbitrary in so many ways. 40 hours a week, that's the minimum, that's the standard, but still a lot of people work more. I used to work way more than that in my last job. No wonder I got so burnt out. But yeah, I'm ready to go. Sorry for the abrupt ending. It is Christmas Eve. And I, in the spirit of wanting to, like, look, this is me trying to be productive and get back on my shit with these Artist Way live streams, but also still wanting to honor the rest I really want in this holiday season. So I hope you are also getting all the things you want and need out of this time. I really love this time for reflection and this getting in touch with myself. The morning pages are definitely perfect for that. I'm having a lot of clarity. And yo, am I gonna show you all this? I also I've been gifting myself a lot of stuff, including this giant giant erase board. I love it. Please don't erase all this stuff. And also, as you could probably see, I just got a new microphone. Woo-hoo-hoo. So yeah, I've been enjoying just getting clarity on what I want. Like I was like, the way I externally process, I need a dry erase board. I travel with them. I have I have a small one here. I was like, this isn't cutting it. Same with the microphone. I'm like, let's level up a little bit. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you have a lovely, lovely holiday season. I hope you continue your journey, your exploration. You find that bravery to be a little, even just 1% more honest with yourself today and moving forward, and you'll never know what you find. And I hope for me and for everyone, it's a place of more satisfaction. And I feel like there's a natural confidence that comes with living in your truth, acting in your truth, and being okay with acknowledging when you're feeling down. Because I feel like whenever we're talking about how we're doing, we always want to say, like, oh, we're on the up. We never want to really, especially publicly, acknowledge, like, yo, this has been a hard year. It's still hard. I'm still in the trenches of this shit. We always want to be like, oh, it's better than it was before. But, like, I don't know. In a lot of ways, I still feel in the trenches. So, yeah, happy holidays. Goodbye, y'all.